It's your girl, PamulahBaby. On my channel, we talk about all the unspoken truths in trucking and everything under the sun. Okay, so if you're new to my channel, please like, share, subscribe, bump the bell for notifications. What we do on my channel is get right into it, raw and uncut. So today's topic was brought to you, and I hope I'm saying his name correctly, by Kwame Brown. Now, if you guys haven't heard, he is a ex-NBA player. He played in the league 20 years ago. He was drafted, a first-round draft pick by Michael Jordan for the Wizards. I think he was around 17 or 18 years old, and he did not live up to the hype. Some are blaming it on the leadership of Michael Jordan. I don't know. I'm not an NBA fan. I don't watch sports. I'm not too into it like that. But he was the butt of jokes for years. You know, they considered him a bust because he didn't live up to the hype. And most would say that his career was not a successful one. He is now a grown man with children of his own. And I guess he got fed up. In his mind, he is a success story. And he feels he's a success story because at the age of 18, he was able to buy his mom a home on a golf course. And he played in the league for 13 years and made $65 million. In my opinion, that's a success. We all don't have the same definition of success. I get that. But in my mind, that's a success. He came from a small town in North Carolina. Not many folks in that town could say and are living the way that he does now and could say that they did what he did. All right. It's not many people here in this big major city that I live in, which is Miami, Florida, that can say they've achieved that kind of success. So fast forward 20 years later, folks seem to still have in salivating this taste for the man's name, and they're keeping it in their mouths. And in particular, we're talking about Matt Barnes, Steven Jackson, and Stephen A. Smith, who has been criticizing this young man for years, right? But Kwame is now tired of it. They have awoken a sleeping giant, and he's now letting them have it, and he has been letting them have it for about 2 weeks now on YouTube. So, of course, I subscribe, and I didn't subscribe for the scandal, but I subscribe for how he thinks and his point of view, and how you can use his perspective on things in your everyday life. That's what I mostly subscribe to on YouTube. That, and of course, for my entertainment purposes, I like celebrity gossip channels. But for the most part, I'm listening to Dr. Umar, Dr. Boykin Watkins, I think that's how you say his name. Who else do I listen? I watch. Those are the two that I can think of offhand, because I'm big on community. And for those who don't know, let me give you a little bit about my background. As I stated earlier, I was born and raised in Miami, Florida. I still live in Miami, Florida. I'm 45. And before getting into trucking, I worked in the social services field, nonprofit, family and youth-based. I did that for 11 years. I was an intake specialist, meaning that I would go into the homes of urban communities such as Liberty City and the surrounding areas to service families who were in need of employment, food, shelter, clothing, education, you name it. I would go into these homes, and for the most part, I would find things that we don't normally talk about and we don't think is happening in our communities, but it is. And maybe it's that we have become desensitized to it, because if you're living in something and you're doing something every day, it becomes normal for you. And that is one of the biggest reasons why I had to get away from social services, because I became desensitized to what I was finding in my community. Ungovernable and unruly children, molestation, sex trafficking, drug abuse, domestic violence, mental health issues, family dysfunction. And in that particular category is what has also brought me to this particular video. And when I say family dysfunction, I mean generations of families living together or living apart for that reason, but they can't seem to find a way to release the toxic behavior, as if they enjoy the toxic behavior, they thrive on it, they know nothing else. And in my mind, that comes from not knowing how to communicate, anger, disappointment, frustration being the first emotions that you feel most times. So that becomes what you know. So if that's all you know, then that is what you will express. So if you're expressing that and you're talking out of anger, you're going to be disrespectful. You're going to curse. More than likely, you're going to want to fight. Fight can lead into other things, such as murder. Okay? And my background and how I was raised in my home in Overtown, which is one of the lowest income areas in Miami, Florida. My story is no different from most black folks. Typical kids. So I won't get too much into that, right? But being raised in the hood, not only can your family teach you how to not communicate, but the street environment will teach you how to not communicate as well. It will tell you that you have to be tough. There is no such thing as crying. There is no such thing as talking if you want to survive in the hood. So I adopted that mentality, even though that was not something that was shown to me directly in my home. Notice I said directly. So as I got older, I too myself could only express anger, disappointment, frustration easily. 0 to 60 seconds. It was no talking. I'm ready to throw these hands, and that's going to be the end of that. Consequences, repercussions, had no clue, no inkling of what that was, and didn't care. That was 20 years ago. Now, who I am today, and who I'm trying to be, and who I want to become, is the total opposite of that. I am so grateful and thankful that I've learned that that is not normal. We seem to think that is normal, and it's not. It's not. And you can either work on that and change it for yourself, or you can get on some type of medication. Those are your options. Medication wasn't for me. That just, I don't need it, don't want it. I truly believe change comes when you want it to come. So that brings the video full circle. And like I said, I'm watching Kwame's videos, and I'm getting a lot of gems being dropped on me, and I'm using a lot of his I don't want to call it, let me see, ideologies in my everyday life. I've always been the type that whether it was a good day or a bad day, I try to reflect, and then I try to figure out how could I have done something or said something better. The job that I had has helped me to understand that, because now I am a better listener, and I don't hear you, I'm listening to you. I listen to understand, sympathize, and empathize. Now I am a person who is hypersensitive to someone who needs empathy and sympathy. Right? So, again, full circle with the video. Like I said, I don't subscribe to a lot of channels, outside of, Dr. Umar and, videos like that, talking about, community and entertainment wise as far as celebrity gossip. Right? That's just, that's just my, what do they call it? Sugar in the tea type thing, right? I can tell you anything about reality TV, for the most part, celebrity gossip or whatever, right? But that's not what the video is about. So, I was talking to one of my good friends, and he and I have a lot in common. He's a Florida guy. He's from Miami. He drives trucks. We started driving trucks around the same time. We started vlogging on YouTube around the same time. And we followed each other on Instagram, and we connected instantly. I want you guys to subscribe to his channel. His name is Trucker Abdullah. He and I talk, as much as we can. We went on the same time as well. And we were talking the other day about trucking beefs, trucking community beefs on YouTube in particular. And he said something that was so profound to me. He said the YouTube is the exact same thing. It's the image. It's mirroring the hood. And I know that's not something to be like, oh my God, that was deep. But why did I think that because we're on YouTube and we're vlogging that it would be any different from our everyday lives? If you grew up into something, then you're going to portray that online. Why would I think that? And I felt kind of stupid for even thinking because I couldn't understand why are drivers beefing with each other. And then it led me to ask, do they know each other? Have they met with each other before? How does something like that start? Does it start from one person just being bold enough to say how they feel, to give an opinion about something, and then another person feeling like a hit dog, and then they react to the story, and then it just grows? And the answer to that is yes. If you are new to my channel, and if you aren't new to my channel, I did a video about a month ago it's titled Celebrity Truckers, Celebrities, or something like that, right? I'll put the link in the description box. And I gave my opinion about what I was seeing on YouTube, Instagram, social media, period, about the truck drivers, and how the energy that I felt, what my perspective was on it, right? And I don't follow a lot of truck drivers on social media. I'm not subscribed to a lot of truck driver channels. I think I'm only subscribed to maybe 4 or 5 the max, and these are offhand: Trucker Brown, You Love India, Trucker Abdullah, Trucking with Tay, King's Trucking, and those are the 5. And I hate to put them in categories. 5 black channels that I subscribe to. The other trucking channels that I subscribe to, the guys are white. Is there a difference? And should I be putting folks into categories? For the most part, I subscribe to, I want different perspectives. We all don't have the same perspectives. And yes, I want to be entertained, but I want to get some value, if that makes sense. So I'm not saying that blacks are less, more likely to not give me value. That's not what I'm saying. It's just that the formats and creativity is different. So when I want to know something in particular, and I know that this particular channel is going to give me that, then I'll watch, if that makes sense. So please don't get in my comments, because I already know y'all getting ready to go there with it. It's not even that serious. I'm just telling you, and I'm sure those who are watching right now, you do it as well. We all do it. It's not a big issue. It's not a race thing, okay? Let me be very clear on that. It's not a race thing. But that's just to let you guys know that I don't subscribe to a lot of truck drivers' channels. I don't know who a lot of folks are. So if I'm not subscribed to a lot of trucking channels, I guess the algorithm won't show me a lot of trucking channels videos. I would have to go and search for them. Right now in my life, okay, I do trucking. I enjoy trucking. It's my passion. But your energy and things that I feel, and not saying whether we agree or we disagree that you can't get a different perspective and see things. Like, yeah, I get how you can see that. Yeah, you can pick up some gems. That's not what I'm saying. I just haven't run across anyone's channel that I felt like, okay, yeah, let me subscribe to this person. I probably follow a lot more, black trucking YouTubers, but I just can't remember their names off the top of my head, and forgive me for that, right? But and Highway Diva, I follow her, right? Which brings me to all the beefs that I've been hearing about, outside of YouTube. I live in Miami. Miami is considered one of the largest major cities. But for whatever reason, you don't have to know a person directly, but you've heard of them. You might have heard of what they had going on, whether it be true or not, which leads me to know that Miami is not as big as we think. So that could be said about any other major city, large major city, small city, large town, small town. Some kind of way you all are going to get to know each other. Or not necessarily know each other, but hear of what's going on in that particular community. And it goes for genres of communities now. We're talking trucking community, natural hair community, the rap community, the acting community. You get in your little circles, and you gather information, you talk about the information, and you go about your business. It's no different than gossip. Like I've said in plenty of videos, it's nothing wrong with gossip. People do it. You just got to be careful with who you gossip with and who you gossip to. So, when I talk to my brother, trucker Abdullah, we talk about things in depth and not necessarily about people, just situations as a whole. And like I was saying, we were talking about, how are these people beefing? I don't understand it. I couldn't grasp it. So like I said, I did the celebrity trucking video. So about a week ago, I had just turned on my DMs on Instagram. I had them turned off for a while. I even had my mentions turned off. You couldn't tag me anything. I had all that turned off. No particular reason. I just had it turned off. Like, in my mind, to keep my sanity, if it's something that I want to see on my timeline, I'll already be following it. And not only that, I believe that a person can tag you in something and it may not sit right with your spirit. They're not doing it intentionally. They don't know that they don't know what triggers you. Like, I don't want to be tagged in every truck crash video. I just don't. It does something to my spirit. It does something to my energy. I don't like to see it. It does something to my psyche. I just don't want to see it. So to avoid all that, no one can tag me. So I've been afforded a few opportunities. So I said, okay, go ahead, turn your DMs on just for a little while. Let's see what's going on. The devil is always busy. Because sure as shit stank, I get a DM from a female driver assuming and saying that the video I did was about her. And I won't get into details about, what it is that she said in the DM, but I didn't like her tone, and we're gonna leave it at that, right? The first thing I did, and it was a voice video, it wasn't text. The first thing I did was respond back through voice. If the video was about you, what the fuck you gonna do? That's what I said, right? And she, of course, left me, went and wrote down some more, said some more voice messages and stuff like that. And I told her, listen, save it. I listened to one more half of it, and it sounded like she was getting ready to get all of her life and who she is. Girl, I don't care nothing about that. I really don't. Because that's one thing I'm not going to do is go back and forth with you. I'm just not going to do it. Because in my mind, talking is not what I want to do. It's not. It's not really what I want to do. In my heart of heart, I want to use my hands. So me talking to you and I don't even know where you are, it's pointless. It's pointless. And mind you, I had already had 11-hour, 10-hour drive. I'm tired. So we're going to shut this down right quick. And I type a few things, you know what I mean? Tell her, some things or whatever. And I have all the receipts, you know what I'm saying? And we left it at that. So then I think maybe a day or two later, I watched Kwame's video. And I'm going to drop the clip and let him say what it is that he said. And then we'll get into the rest.
Still think I'm crazy? Watch the behaviors of some of these people that join these groups. It is the worst behavior you can ever see. See, I don't follow the group. I don't follow none of that. I watch what work, and I watch behavior. And what I'm seeing right now is people are joining these big groups and getting protection because they know they taught people not how to think, especially not go against somebody they like. Because I like you, I can't disagree with you. Otherwise, we can't be no friends no more. You saying something against what I said? It's not the way the world works. When I went to St. Simon's Island Elementary and Glen Academy High School, because I stopped right there, but when I was in those two schools, I had beautiful teachers. Miss Perry was one of them. And those who I miss, I apologize. But they taught me that people have a right to say whatever they want to say. But you have a right to challenge what they say. Not quiet them down, not get offended, not yell and shout them down. You just ask them the who, the why, the what, and the when. And now you guys start a dialogue. Some fights are starting because they took away critical thinking. Now it's all about trying me, disrespecting me. See, when you have a race of people and you have all these people that don't know how to critically think and don't know how to talk it out, when men don't do no talking, because a lot of times in where we from in our community, we don't do no talking. And that's why we do a lot of you know what. Because when men don't do no talking, then violence ensues. So it's okay to talk. It's healthy to talk. It's not weak to talk.
So as you guys can see, I was more particularly captivated by the end of the video, where he says people have the right to say what they want to say. Am I being biased because of what my situation was? Perhaps. But I've always been a believer that people are entitled to their opinion. People are entitled to say what they want to say. Now, how you respond, you don't get to decide that. You just don't. If you say something, just like I said something, I don't get to decide how a person responds, right? But I'm not going to talk about what happened with her. I'm going to talk about what happened with me. So as I thought about what he said as far as talking and not looking at it as someone trying me, if I can go back to how I responded to her, I would do things definitely different. Because like I said, I am in a place now where I am looking for peace. I need my energy to be right at all times. Can I have a bad day? Absolutely. How I deal with the bad day is what will give me growth. I'm trying to look at the glass half full now. And since I've been doing that, I want to say for the last 2 years, I have been receiving my blessings. I mean, truly have been being at peace and seeing things half full can do wonders for your life. Let me just say that. Okay. It brings down your stress level tremendously. You don't worry about things that you really shouldn't be worried about. You don't obsess over things, because that's how I used to be. Everything had to be right. But talking now and understanding people is the game plan for me. So again, it brings me back to, are these truck drivers beefing online because it's you trying me? I watched a video the other day of this young lady sitting in her truck cussing out somebody, and for the life of me, I couldn't understand it. Because for one, the first question I asked, have they ever met? Has these truck drivers ever met? These two female drivers met? Because clearly it was a female that she was talking about. Have they met? Two, because what could one person say, and then it's like, okay, it's one thing to give your opinion about something, but in order to keep it going, who's going to be the bigger person? I guess is my point. You either have the fuel to keep the fire going, or the extinguisher. So that can go, and that can go both ways with both parties. And if either is trying to extinguish the fire, because okay, she said this now, so now you're going to react, and she's seen what you said, so now she's going to react. So it just keeps going, right? Are they doing it for likes? Are they doing it for the views? Or are they doing it because they're just simply toxic people that enjoy drama? I'm just trying to understand it. I'm not looking for no beef. I don't want no beef. I don't want no smoke. I want cream. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. All that's because, again, I don't know anybody online. The only person that I have met physically online is Love You India. No one else. So I just, it would have to definitely make sense for me to beef with somebody. And if I met you personally, we definitely not going to beef online. Because that means I have access to you. We could talk about that over the phone. We can meet up somewhere. But if I have never met you, I don't have a phone number for you, I have no way of getting in contact with you, I don't know where you live, I don't know you personally, you really think I'm gonna sit? When are we making our money if we sitting back watching each other, waiting to see if they gonna say your name, and then for you to respond, and then you have to check your the people that you're around. Are they bringing you this information? That's another thing. And why did they bring you that information? What was the reason for that? You know, to keep it going because they want to sit back and enjoy the show. I'm just trying to make it make sense. I'm not judging, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't know how old these women are. I don't know their backgrounds. I don't know the history that they have between them. I'm noticing that the fellas are doing it as well. And yes, men gossip too. I don't see anything wrong with that. But how men, real men, should handle situations, certain situations, should be a little bit different from how women handle situations. Women are emotional people. We are emotional creatures, and sometimes our emotions can get so, it has to get out of control so far and so big, and then we have to realize on our own, it's out of control now. Men, I don't see you. You guys are not emotional, and not saying that you can't be. But in how I was raised, men are not taught to be emotional. Men should be thinkers and leaders, not drama queens. And then when you do it, what is the purpose? Is that putting you in a better place than you was yesterday? Because if not, again, that's just a toxic trait. And how healthy is that? You know, to eventually have people who watch and may not particularly like you, but you know, they want to be entertained. I get it. YouTube is a place to be entertained. Whether it be through education, that's a form of entertainment. Whether it be through comedy, that's a form of entertainment. Racing, whatever it is, right? It's a form of entertainment. But people who don't, they don't have to like you to watch your channel. So the person who's vlogging and creating all these beefs, how do you feel, or how do you guys think they feel when they walk through truck stops? Because again, the trucking community, truck stops are not that far in between. I, for one, know this. Do you know how many times I go into a truck stop and people come up to me and say, I follow you on TikTok, I'm subscribed to your channel, and my platform is not that big. So can you imagine folks with 60,000 subscribers, 30,000 subscribers, 50,000 TikTok followers, 27,000 followers on Instagram, 25,000 followers on Instagram. There's nowhere to run to, baby. Got nowhere to hide. I'm telling you, okay? Oh, I'm just saying. I ran into Trucker Brown once when I first got out here in Virginia at a truck stop. His channel's his channel wasn't even that big then. He had a lot of subscribers, but it wasn't as many as he has now. So can you imagine? I'm sure 9 times out of 10, when he goes into a truck stop, he's being identified. And I'm telling you, people know me with a mask on. I'm in the truck stop. I make sure I have on my mask. People, I follow you on TikTok. I'm like, how you know it was me? I know your eyes. The fuck? Yeah, it's that kind of party. So again, you have drivers who are beefing with each other. So you telling me y'all ain't stopping for fuel? Y'all ain't running to the major truck stops? You staying at the moms and pops? Are you staying in rest areas? Are you not getting out of your truck? I'm just trying to understand it. I'm trying to really understand it all. And why are we doing this? Why? What's the rhyme and the reason? How is this going to take us to the next level? If you have a particular brand and you want to eventually get somewhere, Ratchet ain't, Ratchet 100% of the time ain't going to get it. It's just not. Now, if you're doing this just for fun and for sport, then okay, have at it. Have at it. But if you're doing it for fun and for sport, now you're a troll. You are a 35, 40-year-old troll. So you just don't have a fucking life. That's what you're saying to me? Is that what you really are saying to me? You just don't have a fucking life. So let me go on ahead on YouTube and create a whole video cussing somebody out from head to toe. Nah, I ain't never met them. Don't know their background. Don't know why they're doing what they're doing. Why they're saying what they're saying. Sitting around assuming. Asking all the questions and assuming. We are too old for that, I think. And I know I'm bouncing all over the place, but I'm just having a conversation with my subscribers. That's what we do on this channel. We just talk. And then you guys drop down in the comments how it is and what your opinion is about all of the trucking beefs that's going on. People, and we're going to cover also what I'm going to talk about. If you put your personal business out there, I'm a firm believer that, yeah, you can't really get mad when people are responding in a way that you didn't think they was going to respond. That's just not how this works. It's just not how this works. You can't get mad. The internet is not a place for your personal business. The internet is not a place for someone who doesn't have tough and strong skin. You have to be able to learn and know how to handle the comments by just not handling them at all, because again, people are entitled to their feelings. They are entitled to their opinion. Another thing is, I'm finding that the same ones who have an issue with someone who has an opinion or a thought about them, but you're doing the same thing on your channel. You're talking about people and creating beefs on your channel. But when someone else says something about you, you slide in their DMs. Make that make sense. You done created drama around your whole brand. That's how your brand was started initially. You're trying to clean it up now, but your brand was started on drama. Your brand was started on drama. Do you think people are going to forget? Yes, you can grow and you can change, and yes, we should be looking at you for who you are now. I totally agree with that. But all of us can't be and won't be fooled. And you can't be mad at that. You cannot be mad at that. You just can't. I'm a new and upcoming blogger. I have only been on YouTube for 2 years, and I stopped for a while. So now I'm trying to get my channel back up and running. I don't have a large platform. I don't really care about that at this particular time. I have so many things going on that I'm trying to get off the ground. But I still find it to be ridiculous that folks are sitting back wondering and feeling some type of way about how someone else feels about them, when that ain't putting no money in your pocket. unless you see that person as a threat. Uh-huh. Oh, y'all thought I was gonna leave that out? I ain't saying I'm all that and a bag of chips, but I feel I am creative enough. My brand can stand alone by itself, like the Army, Marines, the Navy. By itself, baby. Okay, my brand is, I'm building my brand, and I'm coming. I'm coming. Straight up. I want to do things in trucking that most won't even think about. I want to bring the people who came in this with me up with me. Build a team of bad truck drivers, female, male, white, black, it doesn't matter. Let's build together and get this money. That is what I'm on. That is what I'm on. Plain and simple. All that fighting and carrying on, I left that in my 20s. I left that in my 20s. I understand. I sit back and I watch. I'm watching the blueprint of others who is where I want to be. And not to say that it don't come with drama, because it does. Success comes with drama. Plain and simple. You cannot get around that. But how you handle the drama is what will lead you into the different levels of success. You, me, myself, you, yourself, are the only ones that can bring yourself down and keep you there. There's so many routes, but there's only one route to destruction, one path to destruction, one person to destruction, and that's you. We all should be seeing the glass half full. It's just pointless, y'all. I just don't, understand it. But that's just my tidbit, my spin on things. It's nothing against anybody. I'm going to, after this video, I'm going to drink water and mind my business, and you'll never hear about me talking about no trucking beefs ever again. I'm all for collaborations and getting money. Leaving all that toxic shit for the toxic people. They can have that. If it ain't about no money, traveling, opportunities, resources, I ain't trying to hear it. I'm just not. It ain't serving no purpose. How's that helping me in my everyday life? It's not. The world is changing so much, and it's going in a different direction, and we're going to miss out on those opportunities because we over here beefing about bullshit. Talking about somebody we don't even know. You are entitled to your opinion about different things. Absolutely. Absolutely. But say your opinion and keep moving. If you stand firm and believe what it is that you said, then why go back and forth? I know I'm not doing it. I said what I said, and now I'm on to the next thing. We can agree to disagree. That is the solution, plain and simple, respectfully. We can agree to disagree and move on. I'm not going to like everything you say. You're not going to like everything I say. This is how adults commingle with each other. They say what they need to say and they go have drinks. You can sit down and ask why you feel the way you feel. Why, we can talk about it. We can talk about it. But to get on the internet and start calling the person names and, And I'm talking about, you know, name. I mean, listen. We all can do what we want to do, though. That is for sure. We all can do what we want to do. Because I already know that's what y'all going to say. Well, you're contradicting me. We can do what we want to do. I just have my opinion on how I'm going to handle things and how I see things. The same as when you comment is how you're going to see things and how you would handle things. But we ain't going to go back and forth. That's what we're not going to do. Okay? But I appreciate you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If not, you can give it a thumbs down. I am on all social media platforms at PamulahBaby. I appreciate you guys watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Peace out, Moolah Mob.